Once Chris hands off the LiDAR data to Jamie, he'll be able to tell me what the data shows. He'll be able to pinpoint anything interesting hidden under the Earth's surface. But in order to find out what that data means, I have an expert on Cahokia meeting me here. He'll be able to interpret any new evidence the LiDAR uncovers. Hi, Peter. I've been doing research trying to see if there's a connection between effigy sites here in the United States with the Serpent Mound site that I saw in Scotland. And I also went to an effigy mound site in Iowa, and I learned there that there is a likely connection between that site and Cahokia.
Well, Cahokia was the largest human-made construction in the United States before Columbus. Cahokia brought people in from everywhere.
My understanding is that there's a serpent artifact here at Cahokia, correct?
There's actually a couple. There was a copper serpent found by an amateur in the late 1800s, but there's also a very famous figurine called the Burger figurine. And what it shows is a woman who's hoeing the back of a serpent. It shows that serpent being a figure of fertility.
One of the things I learned at the Effigy Mounds Park was that there's something called a plumed serpent.
The plumed serpent is very broadly shared across the eastern United States. The plumed serpent is a flying serpent, otherwise known as a dragon. So in fact, that idea of this flying serpent probably goes all the way back to the time before Native Americans came to the United States. It's probably a very ancient set of ideas. The rituals that were created at Cahokia embodied that knowledge. A big part of it was looking at the sun, knowing when the seasons were. The whole city is lined up with celestial events.
So the big question is, what happened to these people? Where did they go?
The answer is probably pretty simple, that they just left. They had a lot of people in a very small place. They had begun to diminish the soils. They'd begun to use up wood resources in the area. And once again, we don't know why. We just know that by about 1350, the place was pretty much abandoned.
Well, we're definitely seeing connections between these sites that I visited. Maybe the LiDAR data will give us more information. Well, Jamie, do you have the data for us?
Yeah, we've got all the data processed so we can go ahead and look at it.
All right.
I think I found some new mounds right here.